the time of the Gilded Era in America and just like the time of like oil barons and just, monopolies. And well, I guess we're back there now, but like I was just like learning a lot from the podcasts at the time about the muckraker journalists who were like exposing these things, especially this gal named Ida Tarbell. Now she's super cool, okay, because she was like uncovering the whole thing with the Rockefellers and the oil barons, and she published these stories, and they went viral basically in those days, and they actually did result in like legislation to break up the big monopolies. It was really cool what she did, and she was just like very determined and girl boss.
Welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party, your weekly musical happy hour where musicians pick an album from their back catalog and tell the stories behind their favorite tracks in front of a live online audience.
This week, we talk with Midwest Country Music Award winner Molly Brandt, who joins us from her home in St. Paul to revisit her 2024 album, American Saga. She talks about her love of crime podcasts and Ken Burns documentaries, and drawing songwriting inspiration from dying strip malls, burlesque dancers, and Paul Thomas Anderson's film, There Will Be Blood. So pour a beverage, grab a snack, and kick back as we listen to music together here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, where it's always Friday and old albums never sounded better. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yay.
Welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party. My name is Mother Banjo, one of your hosts.
My name is Anthony Ihrig, the other host.
And today we have joining us all the way from across the river in St. Paul, Molly Brandt.
Hey.
All right. And folks are excited for the party.
Yeah,
man,
you think?
people need the weekend vibes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we got comments, 4 comments before the live stream even started.
That's right. We got David first to the party. He said, "Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to tonight's taping. So many great songs to choose from on this album." So we have an Uber fan joining us. Alan, happy Friday, everybody. It's a lovely day in Green, Texas, and music
Alan.
is in the air. Connie joining us from Richfield.
Hey, Connie.
And Chris chiming in from Savage, Minnesota with some pasta and Sangiovese wine. Oh my gosh. Chris, can I come over? That sounds
Send
awesome.
it to me.
And we got saludos from the Ericksons in Isanti County. All
Awesome.
right. Well, if you are also joining the party, tell us where you are tuned in from, if you're enjoying a snack or beverage. This is our weekly musical happy hour where we invite some of our favorite musicians to join us for a drink and to hang out and revisit songs from an older record. And Tony, I heard the nice sound of a can opening when we were getting ready to come on the air here.
It is kind of now a Pavlovian, right? As soon as I hear that theme song, it's like
So what are you drinking?
I'm going back to the Brooklyn Brewery. They have this great NA series called Special Effects, and this is their Hoppy Amber, which is, it's a little cool again here. We have kind of like, third winter or something going on here in Minnesota. So a little darker beer for me tonight.
Nice. And Molly, are you enjoying anything?
I've got like the endings of a latte that I made earlier, but it's now kind of cold. So it's like,
now it's a nice
ice latte.
Yeah.
Just got to rebrand it is what you got to do.
Yeah. It's lukewarm.
The Brandt coffee latte.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh boy.
This is how this hour is going to be, folks. Sorry
it.
about the puns. Okay. Well, I am, this is very electric looking, but it's just a dry rosé, but it was the end of the box. Hence why it's a nice home pour happening here because I'm at home and I'm excited to hang out with all of you. So cheers to all of you joining us.
Cheers.
And cheers, Alinda, joining us from New Haven, Connecticut. Tell us where you're tuned in from if you're enjoying a beverage. And of course, chime into the chat as we go along tonight.
Yeah.
You might have lots of questions or comments as we go.
Yeah. And for those of you who are new to the show, this is what we do every week. We meet with our favorite artists. We listen to albums from their back catalog with no other agenda but to nerd out about songwriting, recording, kind of a live liner notes. And Molly, it's so great to have you on the program. And I think there's a few people in the comments already who know you and know your music. But for those who are new to what you do, would you mind giving a brief overview of kind of how you fell into making music and what kind of led us to the album we're going to listen to today?
Yeah. I have been making music my whole life. Started taking piano lessons, classical lessons at age 5, and I was big into choir as a kid and did show choir as well. And then I majored in music in college.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do jazz band.
Yeah. And then I majored in music in college in Iowa, and I just got more into I did a lot of jazz stuff as well as like more classically oriented things, and got a jazz combo going and kind of was doing that right after college. I've also just worked in the arts for a while. Like I've worked for theaters, Guitar Center, record store. Like I worked at the Electric Fetus, and kind of during the pandemic is when I started getting really into songwriting. Even though I've had this long history of music, I had never really done a lot of songwriting, and it was something I always wanted to try. So kind of like 2021 was when I started recording those songs with my new band, and we just started performing and putting together music, and it's sort of snowballed, and here we are.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you who aren't here in the Twin Cities, Molly really did like exploded onto the scene. Like I remember like all of a sudden I was like, who's this Molly Brandt person? She's like popping, she's playing with all the cool cats in town, and who is she? And then I heard your songs. I was like, oh, that's who she is. Like I can see why
it's too nice.
Why she's exploded onto the scene. So it's very, very cool to see that happen. You mentioned going to school in Iowa. Is that where you grew up or?
Yeah, well, I was born in Denver, Colorado, and my family moved to Iowa when I was about 8 or so. And both my parents are from Iowa, and they had met each other in Denver, and so they wanted to move back to their roots. And so yeah, I was like mostly raised in Iowa.
Nice.
Cool.
You know,
Awesome.
good times.
Sweet. As someone who lives with an Iowan, I think that's awesome.
You get it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going there this weekend. So
oh my gosh, amazing.
Right on.
We'll be in Cedar Falls. So I don't know if you have any messages delivered to Cedar Falls. You let me know.
You know, go UNI Panthers.
That's right. Yep, Panthers. Yeah. That's right.
Molly, you mentioned studying jazz. Did you have specific kind of instruments or specialties that you were working on in school?
Well, I guess my technical specialty in music school, like you had to pick one lane, and for me, it was voice. So I was taking voice lessons that were more towards like Broadway and classical stuff. So I did a lot of like opera music, but then I'm also a pianist, so I decided I wanted to take some jazz piano lessons, and so I started doing that. And then the teacher, Nick Leo, was my jazz teacher at the time, and he was like, you should join the jazz combo and sing. And so like I got to do that, and we started performing at local bars, and you know that I was mostly singing, but I did do some keys stuff. So I learned a lot from that experience.
Cool. Yeah, just like such a discipline to play jazz in any form.
Yeah, it was a little like out of my depth, I'll say that. But you know, that's a good thing to do as well as something that's challenging. So
yeah, very cool. Well, I think folks are itching for some music. People are ready to get the party started. And Joe joining us. And also we have Ryan joining us from Fort Worth, Texas. Yes, right. So, and we might get to a song about, in fact, actually this first song.
Wait, what?
What? This first song,
way to go,
Mr. Texas, I think is the first track you picked to feature from this record. So the album we're revisiting is called American Saga. It came out in 2024. And we were talking before we came on here how even though 2024 doesn't seem like that long ago, it really does. I mean, like we were talking about how much we've aged in the last 2 years, and it's a lot's happened, right?
I'm old now.
Yeah.
I'm like officially like
Yeah. So, so where does this fit into your discography? Did you have one full length before this one? I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah, so this was my second full length album. And I had one, so I had one before this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more about what went into the recording of it, but for now, let's give this first song a spin. Is there anything you want to say about this song before we take a listen?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like everyone knows that dude who's sort of like, kind of insufferable or is mean to women or is like, just a-hole, you know what I mean? But also fun fact about this song is, well, two fun facts. It's featuring another artist, Reilly Downes, who's a Chicago-based country artist. And also this song is on the show, the Netflix show, The Hunting Wives. You can it's light in the background, but it is in the show and it's a really fun show. So you guys should check it out.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well, we'll have to check that out. But first, we're going to hear Mr. Texas from Molly Brandt here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Disposition, we don't associate with that round here. He's a bastard, nobody's missing. He's always been a different breed of insufferable man. He's just a convenience store cowboy. He's his own biggest fan. He thought he was Johnny Cash, but he never wrote a single tune. Thought he was me.
Nice.
Love that ending.
Me too.
I forgot about that ending.
And I also, and it's funny because I've played this song on my radio show a lot. So
Oh my
the
gosh,
funny
thank
thing
you.
is, I didn't remember that whole that thing, the synthy thing we heard at the end was there throughout the whole song. Like
Mhm.
it's like this cool
Providing
texture.
that backdrop.
But I somehow, I mean, goes to show how different it is listening in headphones
Mhm.
and high res files. But like, I
Mhm.
have never noticed it on all
Yeah.
those other times I play. I mean, partly compression
And
of
I think
radio.
that's
and whatnot.
okay.
Yeah, but how cool. Like
Yeah, right?
it's just like extra things and that's what I love about the show is I always hear new things, even with songs I'm familiar with. And so tell us about that sound in particular. I mean, there's a lot of cool synthy stuff that maybe you wouldn't expect on a song called Mr. Texas that, has a kind of country feel generally, but then it has like the synth beds and then that percussive
I love
stuff.
doing that.
Is
Well,
that
I mean,
you doing that stuff?
I don't remember. I mean, me and Eric Kranza, my musical partner, both kind of split the duties of keys parts. And yeah, he's really bringing in the idea of like, let's put a bunch of synths on this, and we did that a lot on our newer album coming up. But like, yeah, I don't quite remember how that specific sound or what we were doing with that, but just kind of playing around with stuff and seeing what we like and sort of providing that atmosphere that's, I don't know. I like subverting the country, genre and bringing in some new sound, new texture. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pleasantly surprised to hear something a little different in there, and I'm glad you mentioned the what it was. And we're looking right now at a picture from the studio. Is this Eric then?
This is Eric.
And
yeah,
I'd like to think he's
messing around with some
programming
gear.
that sequence right now, maybe in his machine.
That exact sequence.
This is like,
yeah.
For those of you listening to the audio podcast, we are looking at just a beautiful wall of electronic gear. This is the kind of
Gear
stuff
heads are like drooling right
I
now.
got my palms are kind of sweating right now. But you also shared some photos of your collaborator on this song, and I wanted to make sure that we were able to show those as well.
Oh yeah.
Can you? This is again. Can you remind us who was singing with you?
This is so you heard on the second verse, and then also throughout on some harmonies, and then the last verse we were kind of trading off. This is Reilly Downes. She is a country Americana artist from Chicago that I kind of met through like Instagram, and she messaged me and we became friends, and she was like, we should go on tour together and we should make a single together, and so it all kind of coalesced, and this is another photo of us that's part of the cover art. But
nice.
Yeah, had a lot of fun collaborating.
That's awesome. And did you record this or did she record her part in Minnesota, or did she bring it in from Chicago?
So we met at Honeytone Studios, which is a studio out in Neenah, Wisconsin. And so we just like met there for a couple days. And yeah, that's where that happened. It was fun.
Awesome.
While we're
Sweet.
on the topic of the recording and the recording studio, and we have all these pictures up, for those of us watching on YouTube, and for those who aren't watching, these photos will be available on our website, backcataloglisteningparty.com. I'm just going to scroll through these pictures, and if there's any personnel or people you want to tell us about, I think I know who this is.
That's me. That is Brett Bjornrud, our drummer, and he was recording in Honeytone in that picture.
Beautiful
Super
shot
cool.
there.
And then there he is again. There's Eric recording some guitar at Honeytone, and then there's Dave, another drummer we were working with on that record, recording his parts.
Very cool. Well, we appreciate you sharing those photos. It's always great to see where these albums are made.
Yeah, and also it's interesting because it looks like those shots of the studio look like an old converted house. Is that
It is.
what the space is like?
The space is very much giving, I want to say 18th, 19th century, kind of like still has a lot of the wallpaper and you go to Honeytones. I'm sure their website has some more like pictures of it, but it's a really cool space and like just kind of has that, warmth feeling when you're there, and you just feel like you're in this vintage old space that has all this history and personality and whatnot.
Finds its way into the cables somehow and the microphones. Now it's beautifully produced. It sounds great. Do you have a hand in the production, or did you kind of hire that out, or what's your strategy
Well,
there?
it's mostly like it was Eric did a lot of the tracking, and then also the folks at Honeytone, Patrick Boland, who's the head of Honeytone, and then Patrick and Eric kind of like, I mean, Patrick was doing the mixing, so Honeytone was doing the mixing, but kind of was like consulting with Eric and kind of a collaborative sort of thing on that. And then mastered by Gavin Lersen, real great mastering engineer who's done a lot of great stuff. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, and so you recorded this at Honeytone. Did you kind of do some overdubs back in the Twin Cities later, or
Well,
did
we
you kind
actually-
of capture everything?
honestly, we tracked most of it at our house, our home studio,
Oh, okay.
which we've been building up a lot over the last couple of years. And then we tracked like the drums and a lot of the vocals and some of the like acoustic guitar at Honeytone. But yeah, we honestly got most of it in our basement, so we were able to get
Nice.
some good sounds.
That
Talk
sounds
about
great.
home vibes. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
and that is one of the gifts of the pandemic was it wasn't a gift at the time, not for your credit card bill, but like, a lot of us invested in more
Yeah,
equipment at home, right?
Yeah.
Because we
Well,
kind of
yeah.
had to, but
Yeah.
some of that has been a benefit, over
Yeah.
the course of time. So
yeah. And Eric and I moved in together 3 years ago, and so then like once we moved into this house and we have the space downstairs, then Eric's been really building up that studio for the last several years, and now it's in a really good place. And we recorded our everything for our new album upcoming in our basement studio, and I'm really happy with the sounds that are coming out there. So if you need a place to record, hit us up.
Nice.
and does a studio have a name, or is it just
We're
Eric
calling
Coran's?
we're calling it the Museum of Being, which is the same name as the next album that I'm
So we'll
making,
remember
I'm
that.
I
That's
love
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to talk more about that in a little bit, but I do want to
Yeah.
say hi to Diane, who's joining us from
Hey,
Lake
Hey.
Elmo, having a Waterloo coconut lime cooler in her
my gosh.
back catalog listening party pint glass. Only
Excellent.
way to enjoy a beverage.
Wow.
And yes, if you just joined the party, tell us where you're tuned in from, if you're enjoying a beverage, and if you have any comments or questions for Molly Brandt as we go along today. And again, we're revisiting her 2024 album, American Saga, which is available on CD. So if you want, as good as it's sounding on the podcast and on YouTube, it's going to sound 20 million times better. Because again, I was hearing things I hadn't noticed before.
Yeah.
And I've heard this album before. So I'm just saying, you're going to hear new things
Yeah,
when you get a
this
CD
is the way
version.
to do it. You're really, if you've only been streaming music for the last few years, try a CD, a vinyl, or even high
You'll
res
be
digital.
surprised.
You will be surprised. Pleasantly surprised.
Yes, exactly. So go to mollybrandt.com/music. You can find all the stuff there, including her new singles that are out, which will be on her forthcoming record, which we're very excited about. But I did want to also just mention with Mr. Texas, and I just love the portrait you paint, because I think you're right. We have all met a Mr. Texas, whether they're from Texas or not. So, and our apologies to Ryan and Alan,
Yes.
some of our stalwart back
Texans.
catalog
Well,
listening
it's
party
really
listeners.
about a dude who's not from Texas but thinks
Right.
he is.
Right, wants to be the big man. Yeah,
Wants to be Mr. Texas, but he's really just a Midwest city slicker.
right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Found a job in Washington, right?
Yeah.
Although I'm sure there's some terrible dudes in Texas too. No offense, but
Yeah.
there's some
Right.
there.
They're not here at the back catalog listening party, but we know they're out there.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're out there.
Yeah,
They're out there.
They are.
Hey there, would you like to be part of the live show? Well, become a member of the Back Catalog Listening Party Patreon, and you'll get a backstage pass to weekly online tapings where you can ask the artist questions and participate in the live chat with a fun community of like-minded music nerds. You'll also get a first look at upcoming guests and receive invitations to special live streams and private after parties. So join the party today at patreon.com/Back Catalog Listening Party.
Well, we're going to get to more music because, speaking of this is interesting because this next song is Daughter of the Oil Tycoon, which also not that there aren't oil tycoons in other places, but I do kind of think of like Texas and Oklahoma and these places. So like these songs, were you inspired at all by any time down in the South or?
Well, not necessarily the South, but just like the time of the Gilded Era in America, and just like the time of like oil barons and just monopolies, and well, I guess we're back there now. But like I was just like learning a lot from the podcasts at the time about the muckraker journalists who were like exposing these things, especially this gal named Ida Tarbell. Now she's super cool, okay, because she was like uncovering the whole thing with the Rockefellers and the oil barons, and she published these stories, and they went viral basically in those days, and they actually did result in like legislation to break up the big monopolies. Fair bit of good that did.
Well, the importance of the fourth estate, right? I mean, we need journalists, we need people keeping people accountable.
Yes, exactly. It was really cool what she did, and she was just like very determined and girl boss,
Right on. Yeah, ahead of their time too. And speaking of kind of that era, you shared a really cool picture here.
Yes,
that looks like it's from that era. But do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So I actually traveled back in time.
You built a time machine during the pandemic, and then you went back.
I actually traveled back in time. No big deal. No, this is me, but this is me as the character of the Daughter of the Oil Tycoon. What I did was I went to a local costume rental place, and I was like, I need an outfit from like the late 1800s, early 1900s. I am a rich lady, but I am going to disavow my riches as per the song plot and become a ragtag, what do you call it? Rabble rouser type person. So now I've got this like jacket on because I'm taking on these more masculine, I guess, roles and assertiveness, but also like it's kind of a tattered jacket. You can't really tell from the picture. But anyway, this is a tintype photo, which was around at that time. And so it's got that antique look to it. And I just really think it turned out super cool.
Yeah.
And did you have to wait for a long time? Did you have to do the long sitting?
It was a fast process, honestly. Yeah. I don't remember it being like more than it was really chill. Like we took a couple of shots, and just getting it into that position took the longest. But yeah, it was great.
I love the fierce stare you're giving the camera here too. It seems to be befitting of the character and
exactly
and the era maybe as well.
Yeah. And Ryan chimed in to mention Paul Thomas Anderson's film "There Will Be Blood," which
exactly,
of course, also about.
So actually, that is a big influence on.
Oh,
this
really?
Song.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm an oil man.
Oh man, that's an intense movie.
I love that.
So
movie.
if you want to dig into of the psyche of
that guy. What's the guy who plays? What's the guy who plays the
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yes, Daniel Day. Picture him like the daughter of that oil tycoon.
Oh man.
Right on.
Scary.
Well, if you're just listening to the podcast again, we'll have the images, including that tintype, on our website at backcataloglisteningparty.com. But for now, we're going to listen to "Daughter of the Oil Tycoon" from Molly Brandt here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
I'm the daughter of the oil tycoon, Rockefeller. Couldn't hold a candle to you. Built an empire on the backs of the working poor. Fortune teller told me I would start a civil war. The dynasty
All right.
Nice.
Molly Brandt with Daughter of the Oil Tycoon from her 2024 album, American Saga, which we're revisiting today with Molly joining us from St. Paul, Minnesota. And the comments pouring in during that, lots of clap emojis. And I will say that ending right there with the that kind of percussion, it really reminded me of like building something like a mechanical
Oil
building the rig.
rigs.
Yeah, exactly. It just had a very
Yes.
ominous feeling. Like it reminded me of I don't know. Like, do you remember that Tom Waits song, What's He Building in There? Where it's
Think
like,
so,
it's like,
yeah.
it's all vibe. It's like, what's he building
Yeah.
in there? It's all these like banging of like tools.
Yes.
And
Oh my God.
it
I
has
love
this
Tom Waits.
ominous kind of feel, which I really, really
the
dig.
song "Get Behind the Mule" or whatever.
Yeah, it's from the same
Get
record.
behind the mule.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mule
Ugh.
Variations.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great
So
time.
good.
And our friend Joe was commenting on the haunting background vocals. And I also was
Mhm.
listening, tuning into lots of
Yes.
great harmonies and background. Can you talk a little bit about who was singing and how those arrangements were put together?
Yeah. So, so we got together, 4 of us, myself, Adriana, Jade, and Lauda, and they are some of our friends and connections and musicians. And let's see, Adriana has the band Lady Midnight, if you guys are familiar. And so we just kind of got together, and I had some basic ideas of what I wanted these call and response vocals to be, and sort of some lyrics. But the call and response, what I like about this one is they're offering another piece of lyrics, not just echoing, but kind of providing their own commentary.
I was going to say, it reminded me of a Greek chorus a lot of that function of kind of narration. I was thinking if there was a musical theater version of There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, exactly.
This would be like one of the songs,
yes,
you know?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And we called ourselves the Sunsets, Sunsetts, Sunsets.
Like a girl
Kind
group,
of.
kind of.
Yeah. Kind of just, a girl group. Yeah. And we also sang on Eric's band's record. His band is called Jest, and they came out with a record a couple years ago too. And we did some backup vocals on that. So anyway, There's also a music video for this song that I made, which you guys can go check out. Yeah. Well, I didn't make it, but it got made.
We'll make sure to link to that in our show notes.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. And I like that we got a comment. This is going to be a multiple listen type of show. So that's
going to go platinum in your house.
That's right.
Thanks, Ryan.
Really, really great stuff. And I just love all the production in there. And
Thank you.
Someone was saying, I can't remember who it was saying that, T-Bone referencing Chris was saying,
I know what that is.
T-Bone Burnett, one of the great producers, has worked with everyone. I can't even.
You'd recognize his stuff,
okay.
Like the Cash,
Johnny Cash, American Recordings, the later ones. He's done work with, everyone like
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Yeah. And Alison Krauss and Robert Plant and, all these, you worked with the Chicks and stuff. So, but one of the interesting things is it made me think, I mean, you guys got amazing sounds, you and Eric, both from the Honeytone Studio and from your house. But do you have any sort of dream producers? Like if money weren't an object and you could just you're like, oh, that's either a producer or an artist that you'd be like, that's who I'd want to work with.
I don't know the names of all the producers.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm trying to remember. Eric went on a engineer retreat in France last fall, and he was working with, oh God, what's his name? I can't remember his name when I'm put on the spot like this. But okay, you asked me also what other musicians I would like to collaborate. Well, I mean, if I could have my dreams come true, like Sabrina Carpenter, obviously is I'm obsessed with her right now. Everybody knows. And I think she's got a lot of good country chops too. Like she's got a lot of songs that sort of edge into this sort of twangy sphere. And I don't know, I really want to write a song with her because I think her songwriting skills are so good.
Well, we're going to help manifest that. We like to do that on this show.
That's
it's
right.
just
I know she's the most famous person in the world right now. So,
but
whatever.
Hey, Just saying, who knows?
Sabrina.
At the rate you're going, Molly, from going from like not writing songs to putting out music like this, I'm just saying, you never know what will happen.
You never know.
So,
I'm going to manifest.
That's
yes,
right.
we're going to
Yeah.
manifest it together, folks. So if any of you have any connections to
Yeah.
Sabrina,
If you know
Carpenter-
Sabrina, if you know Sabrina,
Yeah.
hit me up.
That's right. Also, I want to mention, we were mentioning that you can get this album, American Saga, in CD format. You can also download the high-res files on her website. But someone earlier had asked whether she's on Bandcamp, and she is. So you can get them from either place. The money goes to Molly Brandt. Also, you have a new record that's going to be coming out June 12th. And you have released a couple singles from it, which are also available on, I believe, Bandcamp and your website. Is there anything you want to say about either of your new singles or the new record?
Yeah, the new record is called Museum of Being. It's out June 12th, and we're going to have a big ol' release show at Ice House that same day.
In Minneapolis, folks.
In Minneapolis, yes. And exactly. I have the singles that are out. The Library is the first one. It's called The Library. And I don't know, you just got to check it out. It's a little more of a divergence from my country-ish style, but there still is elements of Americana in it, I think. I don't know. But you just got to go check it out. It's sort of like my song that I was inspired by, the Library of Alexandria, and I like the loss of knowledge and all that good stuff. So just go check that out. And then One Hell of a Country out on May 8th. It's, let's see, what could I say about this one? It's sort of an indictment on America writ large, but also taking some inspiration again from like historical events and eras and stuff like that. I think it's a more of a country bop, but it's also a little dark, but also a little bit of a boot burner. So I think y'all will like it.
All the stuff,
Yeah.
folks.
Well, you can go to mollybrandt.com to learn all about that. You can also go to her Bandcamp site. And again, we'll link to all of this on backcataloglistingparty.com. And that single will be out. The last one you mentioned will be out by the time you're hearing this. So
Yes.
as soon as you're done with
Right.
this podcast, everybody, you go over to mollybrandt.com.
Yes. And get all the stuff. And
Sorry, I was just going to note that if you go to my website and if you want to buy the like merch or the CDs, that's going to be found at the store section. But if you want to buy it digitally, I think you can either buy it from that same page or on the music page, like you said. But just wanted to throw that nugget in there.
Excellent. So get all the merch, get all the music you can. And if you live in the Twin Cities or near the Twin Cities, check out the show at Ice House, the big release show, because that's going to be one fun show. You mentioned that your new singles and of course that last song, very inspired by different points in history. Are you like a history nerd? Did you study history in college, or is this just like like your own? That's
sort
where
of
you
something
read?
I enjoy. Yeah, I had been reading a lot of like nonfiction history books during this time, and like this right now I'm more in like a literary fiction vibe. But yeah, I love historical fiction and historical nonfiction, so I really take a lot of inspiration from that, as well as podcasts and like Ken Burns documentaries are a big, or just documentaries in general. Like the quotes that they get from people in those Ken Burns documentaries are like so poetic and beautiful. I simply have to write them down.
For real. Well, I know you're not alone here being a kind of a history buff and podcast listener. Can you recommend any good history podcasts? What's on your playlist these days?
Oh gosh, what history podcast do I listen to? Well, I mean, I've kind of been listening to non-history podcasts lately, but the show Criminal is a really good. I mean, they have some episodes that are from various points in history, but that's a really good show. I listen to a podcast called What Went Wrong, and it's about movies and how movies get made, and that's sort of history in my mind too. But I've been listening to more like cultural, feminist, political topics type stuff lately. But gosh, I don't remember what are the historical. I'm stumped.
It's
I
all
don't want
good.
to take
It's all
time
good.
to
We
think
got some
about it.
good, some
We
good
already
podcasts
we
to
already
check out.
got a few other
You got
ones,
2
so
recommendations.
That's right. That's right.
Those are good ones.
Good.
That's good. And if folks who are joining us for the live taping have any historical recommendations, either books
Yes.
or podcasts or anything like that, you can throw them, or documentaries.
Yes.
Throw them in the live chat, and we can get our own little book club going here.
That's right.
I need some more recommendations.
Yeah, it might end
Yes.
up on the next Molly Brandt record. You never know. So get them in the
Probably will.
comments.
Exactly.
Probably will.
I also wanted to note that if you are if you're throwing something either in the tip jar today, or also maybe donating a little extra at Bandcamp, you can throw in a little extra beyond what the merch and music costs. Molly is donating all the tips to the Immigrant Rapid Response Fund here in Minnesota, which is a very worthy cause here. If no matter when you're tuned into the podcast, know that stuff is still happening here. It's not in the
Yeah.
news. We need an Ida Tarbell right now because
Yeah.
Sure
I mean,
do.
we do have some amazing reporters, but
Yeah.
a lot of them don't get the attention they deserve.
Yeah.
So it's just an important thing to remind folks about, that our immigrant neighbors need lots of
Yeah.
support.
And will for
Mhm.
probably years to come here. It just has been, just devastating.
Real mess.
So if you go to Venmo and hit at the Molly Brandt with a the in front of it,
The.
throw a little something in those tip jars, and it is going to go to a very important cause.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, definitely. Well, time is going fast. We better
Right?
get
Oh
to
my
some more
God.
music.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
Okay.
Lollygag.
the next track you picked to feature is Dollar Stores and Strip Malls. Maybe not from the Tycoon era, I'm guessing, but tell us, is there anything you want to say about the song before we take a listen?
I mean, really just about the fact that communities need more like walkable spaces and not so car centric. I mean, you've seen that picture of like Capitalism Core where it's just like all the chain restaurants on one street, and it's
yeah.
just like
It's the same in
life-
every town. like repeats.
lifeless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of about the capitalism of it all. Anyway.
Well, before we listen to it, I want to share this photo that you shared that kind of maybe
Yeah.
people can hold in their mind as they listen to it. This is what the single art for this.
I think, yeah, this might have been the single artwork itself. But yeah, it was definitely part of the photo shoot. It's abandoned strip mall in one of the suburbs, and it's just kind of like got the spooky vibes. So
Yeah.
had to take a picture in front of it, obviously.
Right on. All right. Well, we are going to give it a spin. It says Dollar Stores and Strip Malls from Molly Brandt here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
I'm a sucker for a good psych out ending. I nearly hopped on, but it was great. I love it. And folks loving the music. Linda chiming in
Thanks,
saying
y'all.
great song. And
Thanks.
also folks chiming in, yeah, great lyrics. And also folks chiming in with their recommendations, by the way,
Love
in the live
it.
chat. So we have a whole bunch of great ones coming in. So we'll take note of those as well. So we got a question from Chris asking, Molly, how many friends play in your live shows? And I know that of course varies, but what size band do you regularly play with? And what's the instrumentation?
Well, I mean, when I was performing this album, we had either a 4 to 5 piece. I mean, at the release show, we had a bigger band, and at this upcoming release show, we have a 7 piece because we've changed our configuration a little bit because we needed more singers and more keyboard parts, more synth parts.
Yeah,
so get
yeah.
excited for that. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing some shows that are like solo coming up, and then a duo with Eric, and then maybe some shows this summer will have a 4 piece. But if you come to Ice House, you get the big 7 piece band.
What? That's right.
Yep.
That's June 12th, the big hometown release show in Minneapolis at Ice House. So go to mollybrandt.com for info on that and other shows. And you do sometimes, tour around a bit too. So keep an eye on that tour schedule and follow her on all the social media places for the latest. But that song, so good. What a banger.
Thank you. Yeah. We're in the business of bangers here.
Well, Ryan agrees. He says, dang, a good album.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, we're enjoying this so much. But man, the hour is getting away from us, and I definitely want to make sure we get it to at least 4
one more
songs.
song.
But before we do, speaking of art and supporting artists, we need to give a shout out to the people that support the show that helps us support artists like Molly and all those independent artists doing their thing. It is such a joy and a labor of love for Ellen and I, but we really could not do it without our Patreon community. So every episode, we want to make sure we give a big shout out to these fine folks: Penny, Anna, Linda, Bevan, Connie, Vaughn, Alan, Chris, Becky, Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Tim, Sarah, David, Justin, Matt, Steve, Mark, Severin, Mary, Nikki, Jonas, David, CJ, Christy, Diane, Hetty, Sandy, Neighbor Ann, BZ, Paul, Cynthia, Ross, Mike, Eric, Phil, and Ryan, and maybe you. If you are liking what you're hearing, if the idea of getting together once a week and doing some intentional listening, putting on headphones or a nice pair of speakers and just actually listening to music, not doing something else, but listening to music, then you might want to check out patreon.com/back catalog listening party.
That's right. You'll get invites to all the live tapings. You'll get first look at all the podcasts episodes. You'll see how the sausage gets made. You might even be able to pick up one of those back catalog listening party pint glasses while supplies last. So you can do that at our Patreon. And we would love to have you join the party in whatever way makes sense. We also have a free level for the Patreon. If you want to wade into the waters slowly, you can do that too.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and the important thing is, of course, that no matter how you have tuned us in, make sure to subscribe on whatever platform so that you can just find out what's happening next on the podcast.
Yeah, and apparently, if your podcast gets a review of any sort, it really boosts the listenership, and more people find it. More people will find this episode to Molly and everything. So, if you like what you hear, and leave us a review, we would love to hear from you.
That's right. And also just cheers to all of you for spending this hour with us and doing that deep listening, nerding out about the gear and the synths and the history.
The tintype photos.
All of it. Yeah. This is where you get all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is for music nerds.
I love nerds.
We do too. So these are our people, and we're happy that you're with us joining the party. The Back Catalog Listening Party is brought to you by EFS Publicity. Founded by veteran publicist, promoter, DJ, and musician Ellen Stanley, EFS brings an artist's perspective to the table, working to help clients get to the next level in their career. Services include national and international media campaigns, radio promotions, tour press, crowdfunding, grant writing, and more. Get a quote or set up a consultation today at efspublicity.com. But we're going to squeeze in one more song from American Saga, of the album we've been revisiting tonight. And this is called Queen of Clark County. Is there anything you want to say about this? And is there a tiara involved?
Sure. Can be.
Can
Yeah.
be.
I mean, yeah, always. Yeah.
Yeah, when you ask that question, no can never be the answer.
Is there a
probably.
tiara involved? Most likely. Yeah. Well, this was sort of something I wrote after I visited Las Vegas for the first time. And I wasn't like a huge fan of the vibe of what I was doing there, but I did enjoy seeing like burlesque dancers, and I loved hanging out I went to like the Springs Preserve, so it was kind of like a botanical garden out in the desert, and I just really liked that. And anyway, this is sort of another song about a character, because I love doing that. And yeah, just picture a hot burlesque dancer sort of like taking you for a ride around Vegas when everything else just sounds terrible and you're just like not vibing with it.
All right, I'm going to. That's that sounds like the thing to do. Everybody, close your eyes and imagine
Close your eyes.
the Queen of Clark County from Molly Brandt here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
When I hit that crystal city, all I could do was cry, but prohibition never stopped the burlesque ladies. I don't know how to gamble, I wasted every dime. I was drunk, but I would rather go get high. And a joint's all by a woman with a hickey on her neck. Take yourself down to the rough and tumble side of town. Who a damn can't stop her from rolling her own dice. And the Queen of Clark County's here tonight. And the Queen of Clark County's here tonight. This old town ain't what I thought, and I can't hang at Caesar's Palace. Gotta get out, explore the Great Mojave. Razzmatazz and ostrich feathers were the last thing on my mind. But I tried to find her, I was looking far and wide. It's hotter than the pits of hell, I wanna step outside. But the Arizona cloud was just a couple blocks away. And the scarlet lipped lady who took over the red light. She's a queen of Clark County tonight. Now I feel crystal magic. Now she's breathing in me tonight. Now I see what I was missing. Her Majesty, the Queen of Clark County. Clark County. Clark County. Clark County. No place for a poor boy like me. Every time I hit your crystal city, oh, you know it's gonna make a wreck out of me. Clark County, Clark County, Clark County, Clark County, Queen of Clark County. Well, she's here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Molly Brandt, Queen of Clark County. And I love that kind of Graham Parsons reference at the end there from Ooh, Las Vegas.
Thanks for noticing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I ran out of lyrics. I'm like, let's just steal them from Ooh, Las Vegas.
Steal it from the best. And I actually heard some of those kind of cosmic
Mhm.
American kind of influences from the Graham Parsons kind of era.
Love Graham.
Yeah, so good. But I also, there was one point where a guitar part came in, but it sounded like a banjo part.
Yeah, it was like a really high strung or high capoed picked guitar. I heard that.
And the part itself sounded like what a banjo would do. So it was like a really cool picking thing. I don't know if that was Eric, but
maybe we have a banjo-tar. It's like a guitar, but it sounds like a banjo.
It sounded like an electric guitar, but it was definitely it was channeling the banjo vibes.
Yeah.
Ellen and I were both. You know,
oh my God.
Banjo players are like tuning in to that. So.
Right.
So
yep, there was banjo probably.
Or banjo adjacent, which we
banjo
love.
Adjacent. Yeah.
That's right. And we got some more recommendations
as
well. So I love this. So much I want to talk about, but I know the hour has gone away magically. Molly, what has happened?
Let's just hang out again sometime.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been a wonderful hour. And, a lot of it has to do with all you folks showing up. And we really appreciate all of you coming and to the party and sharing your questions and your comments. Connie says, thanks for a terrific show. Really like the history and outlook of the songs. Our friend Chris says, thanks, Molly, for your stories and great music. Just said the Ice House will be packed and rocking. Thumbs up to the crew. And we just appreciate all of you for hanging out with us and celebrating independent artists like Molly.
That's right. And again, buy all the stuff, all merch, music, all of it. The new singles and this album we've been revisiting, American Saga. It's all fantastic and you want it all and you want to support Molly Brandt. So do it at mollybrandt.com. And thank you again, Molly, for spending this hour with us and nerding out.
Yeah, anytime. I love nerding out. It's one of my favorite pastimes. So thanks for having me.
Well, for our next book club, we'll make sure you'll be our star guest.
Yeah.
So.
I love books.
I think you inspired something with our comments here. We might have to make that a new segment. Ellen.
I think so.
Book and podcast recommendations.
Yes, exactly.
As well as music, of course.
Yes. Well, thank you all for joining the party tonight and make sure to subscribe on whatever platform you're tuned into. Again, review the episode if you like it, share it with friends. But just thank you for being here and hopefully we'll see you back next week for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.
All right. Cheers everybody. Have a great week. Thanks for joining us on the Back Catalog Listening Party. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review, which helps more people discover our show and our guests.
And do you want to be a part of the live show, get a first look at upcoming guests, and receive invites to private online parties and live streams? Then join our Patreon community at backcataloglisteningparty.com.
Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Friday for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.